by an introductory video on our eminent speaker of the day. And at 5:03, Professor Subhash Chandra Parija, our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth, will give the welcome address. At 5:05, our chief guest and keynote speaker of the day, Dr. Kiran Bedi, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, will talk on change management for administrators during COVID-19 pandemic. Following this talk, we will have a brief question and answer session. You are most welcome to post your questions in chat. We will select a few of these questions, and these questions will be answered by Honorable Madam, Lieutenant Governor. We will close the session with a vote of thanks by Dr. S.R. Rao, Vice President for Research, Innovation and Development at SDB. Thank you all once again for being here on this wonderful day, evening. The weather is very, very good. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule. We are so happy to see you all here. At 5 o'clock, we'll start with the introduction of our distinguished speaker for the day by Professor N. Ananthakrishnan, Emeritus Professor of Surgery. In a minute or two, we will allow others who are joining us to come in. Our viewers are joining us both on Cisco WebEx platform as well as on YouTube. We also welcome our faculty fellow friends from Sri Sathya Sai Medical College and Research Institute at Chennai. Welcome you all, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who have joined just now, we are going to start with the introduction on our distinguished speaker by Professor N. Ananthakrishnan, Emeritus Professor of Surgery in a minute. Thank you all once again for being here.
All the mics to be muted. Can I request all the mics to be muted except the one who's speaking? There's a lot of distortion. Can I request the host to please mute all mics? Thank you. We can go ahead with the introduction, please. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir, you're on.
On behalf of the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, faculty, staff, and students of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth, it is my privilege to introduce our chief guest and speaker of today, Her Excellency, the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Dr. Kiran Bedi, who is going to address a webinar on change management for administrators during the COVID-19 pandemic. After having her early education in the Government College for Women in Amritsar, she started her working career as a lecturer in political sciences in 1970 at Khalsa College for Women in Amritsar. On clearing the civil services examination, she joined the Indian Police Service as the first woman to join the services and worked there for 25 years from 1972 or 35 years from 1972 to 2007. She has held several prestigious posts in the IPS, such as the Chief of New Delhi Traffic Police, DIG of Police, Mizoram, Advisor to the Lieutenant Governor of Chandigarh, Director General of Narcotics Control Bureau, Civilian Police Advisor to the UN Peacekeeping Operations, where she received the United Nations Medal for her work. Dr. Kiran Bedi has introduced a number of reforms in the management of Tihar Jail during her tenure as Inspector General of Prisons from 1993 to 95. The various programs introduced by her under this mission witnessed positive changes in the lives of prisoners. This short stint of her is remembered even today as a golden period in the history of the prison and won her the Raymond Magsaysay Award in 1994 and the Jawaharlal Nehru Fellowship. She was awarded an honorary degree of Doctor of Law in acknowledgement of her humanitarian approach to prison reforms and policing in May 2005. The last position that Dr. Bedi held in the IPS was that of Director General of India's Bureau of Police Research and Development. She left the IPS on voluntary retirement in 2007. Besides her tenure in the IPS, in 1987, Dr. Kiran Bedi has launched an NGO named Navjyoti India Foundation. This NGO aims at de-addiction and rehabilitation of the drug addicts and has expanded to other social issues like illiteracy and women empowerment. She has also started the India Vision Foundation in 1994 that has been constantly working for police reforms, prison reforms, women's empowerment, and rural and community development. In August of 2011, Dr. Kiran Bedi joined the India Against Corruption movement led by social activist Anna Hazare, which she quit later. She has received several prestigious awards, and due to time constraints, I am reading only a few of them. The President's Gallantry Award by the President of India in '79, Woman of the Year Award by the National Solidarity Weekly, India in 1981, the Asia Region Award for Drug Prevention and Control by the International Organization of Good Templars, Norway in 1991, the International Woman Award in 1992, the Magsaysay Award by the Foundation in 1994, the Mahila Shiromani Award, Father Machismo Humanitarian Award and the Lion of the Year by Don Bosco Shrine Office, Bombay in 1995, the Pride of India Award by the American Federation of Muslims of Indian origin in 1999, Woman of the Year Award by the Blue Drop Group Management in Italy in 2002, the prestigious United Nations Medal by the United Nations in 2004, the Mother Teresa Award for Social Justice by Harmony Foundation in 2005, the Bharatiya Manavta Vikas Puraskar by the Indian Institute of Planning and Management in 2011, and honorary degree of Doctor of Public Service by Rai University in 2013. We, the long-term residents of Puducherry, have been witness to her administrative acumen gained from long years of service in the IPS, her dynamism and her hands-on approach to issues, her focus on transparency in decision-making, people's welfare as the first priority, and ensuring accountability in administration have transformed the life of the citizens of Puducherry and has brought a visionary change to this territory. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure again to introduce our speaker and pronounce to Her Excellency the Lieutenant Governor.
Sir. Thank you very much, sir. A number of our visitors are streaming in. I'm going to give them a minute to join us. Yes.
Are we done? Are we ready? Are we ready?
Now we'll have the welcome address for our distinguished speaker by Professor Subhash Chandra Parija, Vice Chancellor of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth.
Good evening, respected Dr. Kiran Bedi, Her Excellency, the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, esteemed Kiru Devanidhi Das, Officer on Special Duty, CM K. Rajgopalan, Chancellor SBV, Dr. S. R. Rao, Vice President, and other dignitaries, participants from different parts of the country, and my dear faculty member, staff, students of Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth. Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, on behalf of our SBV family and on my behalf, I extend my greetings and a hearty welcome to you all for attending this very special webinar on the topic Change Management for Administrators during COVID-19 pandemic. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to welcome our distinguished and erudite speaker of the day, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Dr. Kiran Bedi. I feel very proud and fortunate for this opportunity to chair today's prestigious session. Dr. Kiran Bedi is the epitome of women power and strength, a source of inspiration and an outstanding role model for young and old alike. Recipient of the prestigious Magsaysay Award, Dr. Bedi, the first woman in the country to join IPS, has a multifaceted personality with diverse talents and interests. In addition to being a lawyer, author, and sportsperson, she has been a reformer of the society. She has always stood by her principles and believes that hard work and determination are the key factors for success. And this traits we should strive to emulate. With these few words, on behalf of the entire SDV family, I want to extend a hearty welcome to the most respected Dr. Kiran Bedi, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, and humbly request Her Excellency to deliver the talk on a very pertinent topic under the present circumstances of COVID-19. Thank you, madam. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we have all been waiting for. I give you the Lieutenant Governor of Pondicherry, Dr. Kiran Bedi.
I hear a lot of echo coming in. Can you request some people to switch off their speakers? I'm getting a if the echo, the echo is dying down a little, so that would be good. If people have just switch off their mics and they could switch it on when they want to speak, they could mute them. So if the non-participant, non-speakers could mute their mics, then we won't have an echo. Could you make an announcement, sir? Dr. Parija?
Yeah, we have muted everybody, madam.
Okay, good. Thank you, Dr. Parija. What a joy it is to see you. It's very good to see you. And why don't I see you without your mask?
I see. Okay. Thank you, madam.
Yeah. You have slimmed down a little and you've thinned down a little and you've got your new glasses. All I would say is that Pondicherry misses you.
I am in Pondicherry, madam.
Pondicherry and Pondicherrians miss you for the kind of initiatives you were always taking, bringing people together, innovating, thinking, collaborating. You were wonderful, doctor. Because I've seen, and every day, JIPMER was in the news to contribute to research and research papers and conferences. So we all say, I miss all that news which used to come about JIPMER in the Hindu and the other papers. So I'm only thanking you because the moment your invitation came, there is a special regard for you, always standing regard, lifetime regard for what you did for JIPMER and Puducherry and other institutions. We've gone through a horrible time, friends. My doctor colleagues, called the doctor warriors, the COVID warriors, as you're now called. And you are truly warriors, there's no doubt about it. Doctor, there's still an echo. Can others switch off their mics, mute a little? And it will help. I still get an echo back.
May I request Miss Niveda, can she please be muted, or we can have her later on? The maximum disturbance is coming on that platform, please. She's not getting muted, please.
She has not joined by audio, madam.
It seems to be better now. But still it's coming back. I don't know, something somewhere wrong. Doctor, you can also mute yourself when you speak, then put it on. If you both can also mute. SSM Myra and you can also mute. I think it's working now, doctor. So you speak only when you need to and intervene, and then I'll mute myself. So when I'm not speaking, I will mute. So when you're not speaking, you mute. Now there is no echo back. You've given me how many minutes? 10 minutes. Okay, doctor, in 10 minutes, I'll share with you the subject you've given me is webinar change management for administrator during COVID in pandemic time. The change management for administration. So my angle is the kind of experience I've earned as an administrator, as I saw as an administrator on COVID management vis-a-vis COVID warriors. And for me, COVID warriors is the local police. COVID warriors are all health workers. COVID warriors are all doctors and specialists. Now, I want to list out the things for you to say what I saw and what at the time when COVID struck us. Number one, it took us by surprise. It caught us on the back foot. At that time, when it caught us on the back foot, I think we were all in silos. We were working in silos at the time when COVID hit us. Our data was not in shape. Most of our data was not in shape. Inter and intra connections were missing. I'm talking only Pondicherry. Dr. Parija, feel free to talk when you and unmute when you want to. Okay, doctor? Thank you.
Yes.
Now you can unmute because the echo is coming from your mic.
No, mine is muted.
Yes, doctor. Echo is coming from your mic. Now you unmute and it will stop coming because some echo from your room is coming. It's okay now. So please unmute when you want to speak. As I said, the inter and intra connections were missing. Our doctors' personnel, our personnel was not united. They were very divided. Our infrastructure was weak, though there was enough, but it was not united, it was weak. Our equipment were also not in proper shape. Our standard operating procedures were not in place. Whatever I'm saying is based on as I discovered for myself. Our student internships were not in place. Can Mr. Saeed Abdullah please unmute? Could you please unmute Mr. Habibullah? Yeah. Our student internships were not in place. Our pharmacy stocks were very low. Our budgets were very low. We did not have an established system of telemedicine. Our many organizations were headless. They were headless. They were all seconded by somebody here, somebody junior, somebody senior, and they were also in conflict. And many of the institutions, even within themselves, were not even talking to each other. We did not have technology groups in communication. We did not have. Many organizations within as associations were not even connected themselves. They were bodies, but they were not connected. We were not using the WhatsApp as groups to connect professionally. We certainly had groups as our friends networks, but not as associations and doctors connecting for professionally. The people also were not organized in community medicine, and there was a lack of proper systems of community health care. This is what I saw, and many other things, which actually put us in real trouble. And that is why we lost a lot of time in recovery. Our virus went up. We also didn't have the kind of expertise in place, which we were looking up to. Like we look up to ICMR today, we didn't have that kind of local ICMR which we could look to. It was not identified, it was not known, or maybe it was not made visible and recognized. What has changed as an administrator, as I see? Our PHCs now are united. Earlier, as I said, they were not. Now they are united. We have equipped them better. Earlier, we had also not equipped them well. We have equipped them better. Now they have ambulances also. They have data entry operators also. They have dongles to enter data also. They have class 4 staff to clean up the premises also. They also have other private medical colleges support also. So we have therefore they are strengthened now and they're united. They were also not oriented towards this kind of a situation of a crisis. They've been trained now. The ICMR has come, Dr. Pradeep Kaur and other doctor and her ICMR team has come and trained them personally. They are now on measurable steps. Earlier, it was being done. It was not united in the sense that everybody had a target to achieve. Now they're very target oriented and they're searching for problem solving. We have got them internally communicated. Now they're all into WhatsApp groups. We have got the United Services group. We got the PHC doctors group. We have the doctors group. We have the ICMR group, which are with the experts. So we have got them internally communicated and they're groups within themselves. So we are all in that group. It's not only doctors. You have the chief secretaries a part of the group, the health secretary, the DGP, the other secretaries. They're all part of the same group called United Services. All doctors, key police officers, administrative services, executives, and others are part of this group. We've also been reviewing them on parameters, on many parameters as they were given by the ICMR and others. Now they are reviewed on many parameters, and we have 7 pillars of the 7 key doctors, seniors, who are identified, who've been given allocated areas like IECs or somebody else, clinical management with another pillar, surveys, etc., is with another pillar, etc. So it's PHC coordination is within all 7 pillars are the 7 senior doctors who are working together on a daily basis. There's a daily coordination now. 11 a.m. is Secretary Health who takes a review of these 7 pillars. 1 p.m., the Special Secretary Relief and Rehabilitation takes a review with the PHC doctors at 1 p.m. All these are minuted and then things are followed up. And they have Google conferences, so they listen to each other. It's about listening to each other and giving a feedback so that things can be improved. So there's a regular daily feed in and feed out. We have strengthened them, as I told you, also by resources. Trained them, as I mentioned. We've got them the expertise also coming from regularly from ICMR. We've equipped them much better. We've resourced them much better, got them united, and they communicate internally daily. We have a war room now, war room coordinating, where the war room is feeding in information and feeding to Delhi. And they have the dashboards. So all information, where the infection is coming from, the area is mapped, death coming mapped, beds available mapped, hospitals cooperating where COVID centers are mapped. So everything's mapped on availability, movement of the ambulance is mapped. So we have these war rooms. And there are daily reviews, 11 a.m. by Secretary Health, 1 p.m. amongst the PHC doctors by Pankaj Jha, which is, as I said, relief and rehabilitation, and 2:30 p.m. with me directly with Secretary Rehabilitation Relief and Basu, Secretary Health Arun, Pankaj Jha also as Special Secretary Relief and Rehabilitation, and he's in charge of the COVID war room, assisted by Dr. Dorai Swami and many others, a full team of Ravi Varman and others. So he has his team. So it's a 2:30 and my own OSD Niti Das, Niti, Sridhar, Dr. Arun, and Basu, and Pankaj Jha. 5 of us or 4 of us, we regularly review the status at 2:30 p.m. It's minuted and it's reviewed on progress on what's happened the day before. How can we do it better? Today, we had the ICMR representative speaking to us directly where to go next, and Dr. Ganesh, both of them. We also co-opt on a regular basis a DGP. We also co-opt one by one. We don't call all of them together. Once a week, DGP, once a week, Secretary Rural Development, once a week, Secretary Land and Development, and then so Secretary Rural, Secretary Urban, DGP, etc. So and the experts. So we call them separately. So because they all are stakeholders. Most important which has happened is the co-option of the private medical colleges, who played a very stellar role. Each one of you played a stellar role. You did fever clinics. You went house to house. You did contact tracing. You also have strengthened the arms and hands of the PHCs, and you've done many more. You've done camps. You've done plenty. Private medical colleges for the first time came together. Only my regret is that they came late. They came much later. But having come, they've come as a part of the administration right now. We also brought in the Nurses Institute of Nursing, which is also government nursing. We also co-opted them because our clinical management at the IGMC and our own dentals were getting overloaded at that time. So that they were also co-opted. And the daily sharing. And plus the IEC activities on the beach, through the police microphones, and through the radio, through the weekly messages, which we all give, through the press conferences which the director of the secretaries hold, the Q&A which is done through the cable network, etc. Q&A on Doordarshan, radio, all this is now happening. So this is the Pondicherry administrative model. Question is, where do we go from here? As a summing up. Summing up is, this is the way forward. If we can continue to strengthen the public health systems and preventive care by co-opting, working together, private medical college and the PHCs, and then internships of the students at every level, whatever they're capable of. If it's first year, they could do IEG, the second year, the third year, the fourth year. These kind of things we can give to these the experts. And of course, the testing laboratories, which was strengthened. Now the hospitals also can do the testing, and they set up the labs. They came late, but now they're all set up. So if we can create a model of public government public partnership on a normal time, then any time a crisis can happen, Puducherry can be India's #1 in health management, because Puducherry has more than 6,000 students. It's got 7 medical colleges. It's got hundreds of doctors, and also of the private sector. I think it's a model which we can create in Puducherry healthcare, the PHC model, which is called the preventive healthcare. After that, the experts take over wherever you need as specialists. But I think as preventive healthcare, I feel if we create this kind of post-COVID model of partnership, Puducherry can always be the healthiest and the best managed in healthcare. So if you all doctors can take the lead, a former director, JIPMER, can take the lead in bringing private medical colleges in preventive medical care, and also take the lead in giving our students a program of internships, jurisdictionally divided, linked with PHC. They do IEC, they do fever clinics, they do surveys, they do home visiting, they part of contact care. If any cases come, they go and investigate where did the first contact come and the deep contact. We can make Puducherry free of COVID in the coming days. We'll keep it free. At the moment, the ratio percentage is 5%. It hovers around. But if we all work together, we can bring it to a level of 1%, 2% maximum. And we will be known the world, country over, the world over, how Puducherry private and government sectors came together, how the students took up their internships, how they joined hands with the respective geographically PHCs, whichever you're close to, and they will learn practical learning, and they will do community care, and they'll get sensitized to rural and urban and the poor and all the classes. Or they could adopt schools to take care of. There can be many methods, but we need a leadership. And I think Dr. Parija could be one of the leaders in this. Bring the private medical colleges. At least first begin with yourself and bring the students together, and you can work at the PHC level. We will be happy to see this partnership. You can coordinate with Mr. Anbarsu, who's a special commissioner, rehabilitation and rural. This is his coordination. He's also the development commissioner. He's the DC. If you can all work with him directly, and he has coordinating role of all the departments in Puducherry, I think not only will be COVID will be done settled. Post COVID, we'll also develop better, and also in the coming year when the vaccine distribution will also come. Then our vaccine distribution, private medical colleges could play a very stellar role, because everybody will be now needing a vaccine, and already a blueprint of how we have to develop. And their government has clearly directed the governments now to co-opt all private medical colleges, students, NCC, NSS, RWAs, volunteers, private medical practitioners, because all of population will now need a vaccine. So, Dr. Parija, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to give you a blueprint of private government initiative, which the government of India is already asking for it. Let's get set, offer a model, and take off. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Madam, for your motivating address. And among many things you have pointed out, two things are very much pertinent: emphasizing the role of preventive healthcare, and second, public-private partnership. We assure you, Madam, we will have a new movement of public-private health partnership in which our university, Sri Balaji Vidyapith, including the constituent colleges of Sri NDM-CRI and SSM-CRI, will play a most pivotal important role under your active directions to bring this model effectively in Pondicherry to contain and the infections. Now, for the participants, our Honorable Lieutenant Governor would feel quite pleased to answer the questions from the participants. But my request is that be brief in your questions and follow decorum and etiquette while placing these questions in the chat box. I would like to remind only one question from any participants would be permitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable BC sir. Now we'll take some questions. We already have a few questions in chat box for our distinguished speaker, Lieutenant Governor Madam. I will start with the first question from Dr. Joseph Philip Raj. He asked, leading force change management being all virtual, what difficulties did you, Madam, face and how did you overcome them?
Are you talking of pre-COVID? Now COVID, or what is the stage?
Now COVID, for this COVID.
I listed out in the beginning all the difficulties. I talked about how disunited we were,
Right.
how ill-equipped we were,
Exactly.
how we were separated from each other, and we were never having student programs. In fact, we didn't have sensitization programs. Students didn't even realize. Students whose fee is also paid by the government, even they did not volunteer. Even they did not volunteer. It was such a surprise. When most of their fee is paid by the government, they also did not come forward to say, we'll serve for the government. So I think these are the difficult. I've listed out all those difficulties. If and I'm on record, that record tape can be taken. Even as doctors' organizations, you did not have WhatsApp groups. What worked for us was the grievance redressal system, which anybody could connect with us through WhatsApp, and that is what, when we created an email, that is what turned around things also. And we did not have any control room. We should have had a control room long ago. So all were difficulties, but that's behind now. I already told you, we've come a long way. But now we need to consolidate on this learning and make it post-COVID, normal time functioning, and be ready for the vaccine.
Thank you,
Respected
madam.
madam. Respected madam, I'm Dr. Joseph Philip Raj, who asked that particular question. The main thing is now your communications are being virtual. How easy or difficult was it to communicate to people and get the results?
It took time, doctor, because it was not a culture. When communication is not a culture, it takes time. You didn't trust each other. We did not trust each other. I think it took us time to trust each other. And once a trusting culture has got created, now how did we create a trusting culture? Is when the Pankaj Jha or Dr. Arun speaks to the doctors and they want something which is correctly needed and it's provided for, which means that when you contribute and it's a valuable suggestion, it's implemented. It's not questioned. It's not poo-pooed away. It is implemented. It's a trusting relationship. So now we are trusting. We support them, they support us. Now we work together as administration, as a team of warriors. Earlier, we were never communicating with each other. And you didn't even have teamwork within your own doctors. You were fighting for your seniorities. You were leaderless. Now we are working on the service matters, seeing how soon we can resolve them, and worked on the leadership. So it will take some time. It's a long way to go yet, all I can say. But now there's a trust culture which is returned and a feedback culture. Your groups are there. You can write anything you want. You can talk to each other. The groups work. You are free to make your suggestions. And grievances also put up on the groups called United Services Group, ICMR Group, Doctors Group, IGMC Group. It's all there. Now you can talk to each other. You can write to me. I get direct feedback on COVID Puducherry at gmail.com, and it's acted upon. And we cover we make it anonymous, but we act upon it. Because we value whatever feedback comes, it's acted upon. And the petitioner is informed in confidence that, look, we've acted upon your suggestion without disclosure. So it's a trusting relationship, took time to build. It did not exist, but it exists now. It's developing. We just have to carry this forward.
Do you have time to take one more question, madam? You're on time.
Madam.
Yes, please. Yes, doctor. Most welcome.
Can you take one more question, please?
Please do.
From Mrs.
Asha Suresh Babu, GM Admin. What is one change or modification in attitude or practice that you consider most important for administrators in tackling change management due to COVID-19 pandemic?
I think Dr. Parija will have
What
to
change or
switch off his
modification
mic.
would you suggest, madam?
Hear you properly. Dr. Parija has to switch off his mic. Okay. Now, what is your question again? Now I can hear you.
What is one change or modification in attitude or practice that you would consider most important for administrators?
Administrators?
Any one practice or attitude?
In administration? In administration or in doctors?
in administrators, both doctors as well as administrators, general administrators.
Accessibility.
Excellent, madam. Now, we will conclude this session with a Thanksgiving vote of thanks from Dr. S.R. Rao, our Vice President for Research, Innovation and Development at SP. Sir.
Thank you, madam, for this scintillating and awesome lecture, as is expected from you in the past, because I have seen many of these talks from you when I was in Delhi for 35 years. So I'm very, very delighted to listen to you again. It's very rich in content. There was a clear message to administrators as to how to gear up with such an unpredictable public health emergency, which has got multi-sectorial ramifications. You mentioned about all those ramifications very nicely. And we are grateful for the same. Madam, I also thank all the participants and Office of Lieutenant Governor for their help in success of this program. I thank you all the participants. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you all. Thank you for taking time off being here. Now we will conclude this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam, for your
Thank you,
gracious
Doctor.
presence. Looking forward such presence for your
Yes, Doctor.
motivations. Working
Thank you, Doctor.
together in Pondicherry. Thank you so
I
much.
look forward to your taking the lead in many ways.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.